Rumors are that allegedly Kenya and Mark are back in a bad place when it comes to their divorce. What happened? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, Kinfo? And welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, Kinfo, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about. And it centers around rumors that allegedly Mark and Kenya's divorce is back in a bad place. What happened? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more. And here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Kenya and Mark are back in a bad space regarding the settlement of their divorce. Sources say things have gotten back ugly after a fall of peace. The source said things were finally looking up to Kenya and Mark amicably settling their divorce. Mark had rumored to no longer be seeking alimony, and also it was said that he was backing away from trying to take half of Moore Manor. The source continued, so Kenya was crushed when things took a dramatic turn over the holidays. Kenya was said to be looking forward to a peaceful, blended holiday with family, friends, and Mark. But due to Mark's sudden change in behavior, the holiday wish was not granted. So the question is, what new development in Kenya's life has Mark allegedly up in an uproar and once again allegedly back trying to take half of Kenya's empire? Well, sources speculate that allegedly Kenya's new relationship with a wealthy businessman is what has Mark in a new place of disdain for Kenya and their divorce. An insider said, I speculate Mark's ego is really hurt because Kenya has officially moved on. It's probably not that he thought she wouldn't move on. He probably figured it wouldn't be with someone better and more wealthy than him. Everyone probably feels Mark's jealous towards Kenya, and her new man may prolong their divorce proceedings even more. So, with Kenya's divorce proceedings back at a stalemate, how is she handling all of the drama? Sources say Kenya is no stranger to Mark's games. At first, his stunts probably hurt her because there was still some love there. But now, said the source, it's clear Kenya has love for Mark but is no longer in love with Mark and is ready to officially move on with her life. All sources agree that it's definitely time for Mark to move on and to stop terrorizing Kenya and her new love life. Another insider said, it seems like Mark is hell-bent once again trying to make Kenya pay for leaving him. However, what he doesn't understand is that Kenya will move on with her life with or without Mark's blessing. The insider also said they could not confirm if Kenya's new boyfriend has met her daughter Brooklyn as of yet, but they speculate that when he does, if their divorce proceedings aren't finalized, then we will probably see Mark acting out even more. Now, Kinfo, when this information rumor came across my desk, I really was not surprised by it, and I was not surprised by it because of this reason. First of all, we know Mark for his work throughout this entire divorce proceedings with Kenya. And allegedly him being upset that Kenya has moved on with a new man who is more successful and more wealthy than him. It's nothing new. It's a tale old as time. Men tend to be hurt when their exes move on with another man. So that's a tale as old as time. And so when it was revealed that allegedly all of this stalemate with this divorce proceedings, all of these alleged him, trying to prolong things and trying to hold things off. And when people were saying that allegedly it's because Kenya has moved on, she has a new boyfriend, and that he may be trying to hurt that situation, I just wasn't surprised. Because that is something that unfortunately some men do when they feel like they are losing the grip on a person who they were once in love with or married to, and that person has decided to move on with their lives, and especially in a romantic way. It tends to sting a little bit more because they feel like that hold that they had on that person was basically a romantic one and a emotional one. And nothing says more than a woman moving on and detaching herself from you emotionally and spiritually than her getting into a new relationship with another person. So with that being said, I just really wasn't that surprised that people were speculating that the reason why Mark may be acting up is because Kenya has a new boyfriend. Now, the next part of this rumor that I kind of find very interesting about Mark's behavior is this. Mark's narcissistic thinking of being the only man in Kenya's life it's becoming desperate and very weird. And let's say, for the sake of the argument, that's not his approach, or his line of thinking, that he wants to be the only man in Kenya's life, whether he's with her or not. It still comes off as desperate and weird and very narcissistic, simply because, you can't control someone like that, especially if you're no longer with them or married to them. And it's very desperate and weird because now we're going on to, I think, year 3 of this divorce. And it is by the time that Mark finds some type of closure with himself. And so that he and Kenya can start, co-parenting their daughter together in a very loving and healthy environment. And the more you prolong this obsession with trying to, what appears to be make Kenya suffer for leaving you, the more you're just hurting your family unit. Brooklyn is becoming of age and is a little older, and she's going to want to see her mom and dad coexisting together, co-parenting together in a very loving and nurturing environment. And I will admit, Kenya is a consummate mother and professional, but I think it would be even hard for her to continue a charade in front of her daughter with her daughter's father, and knowing that he is deliberately and allegedly trying to terrorize her by not giving her this divorce. Now, a prenup would have solved a lot of these things, but Kenya was in love with Mark and she felt like this was it. And I would assume Mark felt the same way, not to have entered into a prenup to protect his many businesses and assets as well. And so now we're here at a place where Kenya has decided to move on with her life in a romantic sense, in a professional sense, and also in a personal way. And we've seen that now that she's in this new chapter of her life, it is something about it that Mark just cannot handle. And I think I know what it is. And it's this. My sources are telling me that literally everyone around Kenya who has access to her in her new relationship say that Kenya is the happiest that she has ever been in a relationship. Even when she was in a relationship and married to Mark, a lot of her friends and saying that allegedly she kind of felt, a little cautious to where she couldn't feel like she was just too happy because she felt like at any moment her marriage to Mark could potentially collapse. And we saw that it did. However, my sources are saying in this relationship, she is her highest self. She is accomplished. She is very self-assured of what she wants not only as a woman and a mother, but also as a girlfriend and hopefully one day a potential wife again. And she understands that the importance of a healthy relationship, from what my sources are saying, is that she's able to trust someone and also be able to be herself around someone and not have to always bend over backwards with them the way she had to do with Mark. And so my sources are saying that now that she's with this new man, she's saying that she's finally seeing how a real relationship, a loving and nurturing relationship, really works. And that she's enjoying herself and she is truly happy. And that is something that I think that Mark, I'm not going to say deep down doesn't want for Kenya. I think at the moment his feelings are still just so hurt and raw by her filing for divorce. even though it's been almost 3 years, if not 3 years. I think that once he's able to let that frustration and that hurt go of her leaving him, I think he can allow that deep part of him, and I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt here, people, that he really does want to see the best for the mother of his child. If he allows that to blossom and grow, I think it'll be much more easier for him to move on, allow Kenya to live her life, and allow them to co-parent their daughter in the spirit of love. Now, Kinfo is another part of this rumor that, I feel like is another driving force to Mark allegedly continue to prolong this divorce to try to make Kenya suffer. And I think it's this. When you look at Kenya's alleged new boyfriend and all things we've been hearing about him, one, he is super wealthy, super successful, older, and he is, I think, in some way, a big hit to Mark's ego. I think that Mark feels like that he cannot compete with this man on a business level, a financial level, and a romantic level, and probably on a psychological level at this point. The fact that he has Kenya's full attention now and Mark no longer has it. And I think that hearing people talk about that a lot, I think that may, and I'm just speculating here, I could be completely wrong, but I think there may be a reason why Mark now wants to pull the levers of their divorce proceedings back. Kind of want to show to him, he kind of maybe want to show himself as flexing a little bit to say, yeah, you might have Kenya's attention, but I control her future with you, and she can't marry you until I say the divorce is found, until I sign off on the papers. So I think that is a tactic that he may be using to kind of flex his muscles a little bit to Kenya's new boyfriend, since he technically, if you are to read his reports, can't really flex on him financially or business-wise. So I think there's a big part of why we're seeing Mark kind of drag his feet with this divorce proceedings, just to retain that little bit of power that he has left with Kenya, and to show Kenya and her new boyfriend that, hey, I'm still in the picture too. You can't just quit me as easily, and I'm going to be here until I decide I don't want to be here anymore. And I really do think that it's the power play that he is aiming at. But Kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. Now, if you are to believe these rumors, because it's all speculation and alleged information at this point, do you think that Mark has a right to withhold Kenya from, moving on with her life with a new man until the man is properly vetted by him? Or do you think Mark is absolutely crazy if he thinks that he has any say-so in Kenya's life, especially when it comes to who she decides to date, love, and maybe one day remarry? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Alright, Kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.